Amazing. Thank you so much, Ella.
We have a second Gen Z representative also from Oakland, and Liz will have the honor of introducing.
Yes, we've got Maya Ravino-Bay is a rising junior at Oakland School of the Arts, a 2022 and 2023 Youth Speaks Unified Slam finalist, and a member of Chapter 510's Youth Advisory Board. Maya is always ready to involve themselves in the arts and has read their poetry at events for the DeYoung Museum, Black and Asian Solidarity Organization, the MESA Cultural Farm Celebration, and more. Poetry is Maya's breath. Welcome, Maya.
The mic is yours.
Hello. Before I start, I want to pay respect to all the poets and bring attention to the genocides, plural, we hopefully are witnessing: justice for Palestine, justice for Congo, justice for Sudan, and justice for Ethiopia, justice for all the countries undergoing genocide. I think there are 8. And I ask you to continue to push these issues into the spotlight and not choose to be ignorant. I dedicate this poem to my great-grandmother, Grace, a woman I have never met and yet feel so deeply connected to. A direct quote of hers: "Sometimes it seems like doing wrong things is easier and harder to do what is right. But when you do the right things, such as treating others with respect, being honest and kind, you develop compassion and understanding. Learn to love yourself and others unconditionally, and God, as the universe, will bless you with grace." Okay. I want a world where my great-grandmother Grace would release her hitched breath for. I want a world where America no longer feels like a curse word. I want a world that doesn't renounce this country and burn our flags. I want a world where we wave this flag because we worked for our pride. I want a world where a 17-year-old poet doesn't have to choke on thoughts of whether this nation is worthy of her future child. I want a world my mother doesn't have to tell me to take off my hood when I walk into a store. I want a world where my father is seen as a father. I want a world where murals are not martyrs. I want a world where I can say Allah and your eyes will not widen. I want a world where little girls play imagination as presidents. I want a world where red and blue are just crayons kindergartners separate. I want a world where the history I learn in schools honors my culture as a whole and not just its tragedies. I want a world where kisses are just kisses because love is just love. I want a world where apologies isn't something to be afraid of. I want a world where I no longer have reason to write these poems. That these poems would never exist, where I can write about the vining flowers that swallow the street sign in my neighborhood, or my Bay Area white sky mornings. If I could trade my poetry for change, my heartbeat would not pass before poetry would leave my fingertips and my writing would reverse. I reread this poem and pause in a state of slight sadness that this sacrifice is what I offer for something that has never been rare. Change is as simple as the signature, and yet I cradle my identity playing Russian roulette on which I would trade. I want is a sentence that mimics goals. I say I want not as a wish, but a premonition, a prophecy only time can predict, but time should not be alone in these manifestations. The people are responsible too. We are called in another trial of the century to prove your loyalty to love or ruin. I want a world where poetry and I can live in a life untouched by death, touched by grace. Thank you.
And we have got to give you that world. It is in the power of everyone listening or that listens to this on the replays or on the individual poets clips that are going to go out for 50 days up to election day. We have to bring that world to you. We are in the home stretch of this extraordinary event that, you know, again, I'm hearing all the poems that are being recited for the first time because this is not vetted or pre-screened, and that was intentional. And it's just been extraordinary.
Yeah, and thank you. I mean, Ella and Maya, you are the future of this country, so
we are in good hands with you, but your hands are not enough. We need all of ours collectively. Brennan DeFrisco, also California, is a poet, teaching artist, editor, voice actor, and program coordinator